So let's look at the week-to-week content for our course Introduction to Psychology 1. And if you look at my syllabus here, you'll see that I have divided the content by weeks, week 1 through, and if you look down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is a midterm study break, and then we go into week 8 through week 13. And end the week of December 14th. So the syllabus I put together details some of the key points and assignments and activities that are due. So if you look at week 1, and let's look at week 1 and week 2 combined, because if you look back at my weekly learning in the Blackboard shell, you'll see that I have combined week 1 and week 2. So we go back to week 1 and week 2 combined, and you'll see that we're doing some introductions. We'll discuss the evolution of psychology. My guide to you is to begin chapter 1. I want to point out that on Wednesday, September 16th from 1 to 1:30 p.m., you have an opportunity to meet with Dalen McClintock, who's from Nelson Publishing, who is going to meet with students and myself to explore the MindTap learning integration into Blackboard and how that MindTap works for your learning success. So you are encouraged to attend one of the 2 meetings with Dalen, and you'll see there is another time and link for a different meeting on Tuesday, September 22nd. So let's go back to our content again. And we are going to explore chapter 1 and complete chapter 1 in week 1 and week 2. So let's take a look again at how week 1 and week 2 look in the Blackboard shell. So I'm going to take us back to the Blackboard shell now. So in our weekly learning in our Blackboard shell, under week 1 and 2, I've connected the introductions to the course and the evolution of psychology. And you can see when you connect into week 1 and week 2, you have an opportunity with a video to meet me. And I have put the 2 opportunities to meet with Dalen in the Blackboard shell. So you can just press these links here, and as you can see, you would be able to open the Zoom link for that particular time. And then I've also told you when things are due. So in week 1 and week 2, there is nothing due for marks, but in the Blackboard shell, you can see that I've given you a link to read the chapter of the online version of the book. And if I press that link now, you'll see that you can launch the content, and I get this little red pop-up block, so I launch the content. And if you give it a second, and I'm on a poor internet connection, but it's working for me, you can see that you now have your textbook, and it's leaving me where I finished reading that particular section. So you can go back to the beginning of the textbook, and you have the full e-version of the textbook as part of your MindTap. I know that there are cool functions where you can make notes to yourself, you can highlight items, and I can make notes to you. And as we move through the semester, we can use these functions, and Dalen will tell us more about those as we meet with him. So that is the textbook. If we go back to our week 1 and week 2, you'll see that I have posted a video for you, which is me providing you a PowerPoint discussion in terms of the content for that particular week 1 and week 2. So that's where I talk about the evolution of psychology. And then there are other MindTap exercises linked. There's a feature study in this particular chapter, some mastery training, which is some really powerful, interactive, fun activity-based learning that takes place. In some weekly chapters, there are opportunities for you to do these mastery trainings and other exercises for grades, and I've highlighted those as well for you. In addition, in each week's content, I provide you with some links to some key theorists or videos or ideas. And again, I'm not a professional actor, and these are short vignettes in Chapter 1 and 2, you have a discussion about Sigmund Freud that you can watch. You can learn about some really cool myths that you probably thought were true. And we also have a link to our crash course psychology, and this is a theme that will thread through the whole course, where I introduce crash course psychology to you in each chapter. Finally, this particular chapter, there is a quiz. You can do this quiz. This particular quiz is not for grades, but the ones that are highlighted both in MindTap and on your course syllabus. And so let's look at this. For example, if we went in and did the quiz, you can see here, where's it launching it? There it is in MindTap. I can now do my quiz, which I would do by starting the assignment now, and then I could look at question number 1, and question number 1 would ask me which disciplines influence the development of psychology, and I could suggest that it would be philosophy and physiology, and then I could check my work, and it says that I'm correct, and I can move on to question number 2. And so these will help you practice and prepare for your midterm and final exams, and also throughout the semester, these short quizzes, which consist of about as you can see here, 20 questions, are also work that you can do that will be towards your final grade. So you can see how I've laid out week 1 and week 2 for you. And if you just go through the course and do all the activities and interact with all the engagement points and read your book and connect with me, you'll have a really positive learning experience and a positive outcome to the course. If you want to see this theme continued, you can see for week 3. So let's go back to the syllabus. Week 3, I talk about the research enterprise in psychology. I'm asking you to work on chapter 2 in your textbook. You have an online test quiz that is going to be due at the end of the week of September 28th, and there are one activity for you to complete, which is part of the MindTap. That's part of your seminar grade. And if we go back into the week 3, you can see here that there is the chapter for you to read. Our crash course psychology and instructional video is here. I haven't completed my video of the research enterprise PowerPoint as of yet, and I will have those posted prior to the week of each lesson. But there are other videos for you to complete, and then you can see here that your MindTap exercises are all here, and the ones that are worth grades, for example, are highlighted in MindTap for you, and you can complete those and earn your grades. In addition to highlighting these exercises, assignments, tests, and quizzes in the Blackboard shell under the weekly learning, and in the MindTap software through Nelson, I have highlighted for you in Blackboard under assignments and tests everything that is due for you. So you can see here your term paper information is here. The information about the term paper is highlighted, which I will review in a separate video. All the articles that are part of the term paper are here for your resource. The 7 online quizzes that are part of your final grade are linked through here for you to do. Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 11. And if we go back, you can see that the interactive MindTap exercises that are together composed of your seminar grade are also linked here. Chapters 2, 4, another one for 4, 5, a second for 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, and 11. So you have many ways to connect with your assignments and tests, and it is very clear for you. So if you have further questions, certainly reach out to me about those assignments and tests. Just a final note in terms of assignments and tests, your midterm test will be posted in this section when it is available to you, and your final exam will be as well. So let's see if there's anything else I need to show you besides the fact that in week 4 we do the biological basis of behavior. In week 5 we do sensation and perception. In week 6 we do variations in consciousness. In week 7 you will have a midterm test and there is no content, and I will post the test on Blackboard for you to complete. In week 8 we will complete memory learning. Week 9, I will give you opportunity for your peer reviews as part of your term paper, and you should explore the term paper video lesson to learn more about that. In week 10, you will learn about memory. In week 11 and 12, we will cover human development across the lifespan, and in week 13, we have a final exam. And if we go back to our course syllabus, you can see here how all those weeks are corresponding, how all of the activities that are worth grades are highlighted for you in the syllabus and in MindTap as well. And you can see here how I've made space and time for the final exam, which opens on December 14th and is due by December 18th, 2020, and will be an online exam. Important things for you to note before we wrap up: that tests and assignments and exams must be written at their specified time. You must, if there is a request for an adjustment, it must be made to me prior to the due date. And if you don't do that, failure to do so will result in a 0 for your grade. Blackboard is really important, MindTap is really important, but also what's really important is that you know that together we are learning, and there's lots of really good discussions, and I encourage everybody to be respectful and to be critical in a positive and a constructive way when working together. And please don't cheat, because cheating will lead to academic misdiscipline according to our college's academic policies. Finally, there is an addendum to this syllabus, which is VPA Protocol 05, that is provided as a separate file in your Blackboard shell. So if you go back into your Blackboard shell and we go into your course information, you can see here that I've linked the addendum, and the addendum is an addendum that's really important in terms of how we have important dates with regards to our fire and lockdown procedures, processes for evacuation and lockdown, and resources that are available to you with regards to lockdown and other procedures around campus closures and policies with regards to when and how we notify students around closures. And finally, we encourage you to look at the various ways we do communicate to you and to connect to those various ways. So take a look at that addendum as well. Finally, I look forward to learning and teaching together with you in our course, and enjoy your learning and start your week 1 work as per our Blackboard shell.